Let's do this. Get ready for the Dirt Life Show.
Yeah, buddy. Welcome to episode 16 of the Dirt Life Show. Man, we are pumped to have our guest today, Kristen Matlock. She just won the Baja 1000 in a normally aspirated UTV class. Man, that is just like an accomplishment for the masses, dude. It's so cool to see that, and we can't wait to talk to her. She's just a good all-around person. Tonight's show is going to be rad. So, how are you doing, Cody?
I'm full, dude.
Too many tacos?
Dude.
Taco Tuesday on a Monday is always good.
I'm hungry. I'm full, dude. I'm so full.
I love having those tacos. We got, for people that don't know, we got a good taco truck that's right down the street from us. It's
straight up Mexico, dude.
Dude, it's
straight
good.
up.
And you had the quesadilla today?
Dude, that was the best. The cheese they use.
It's that good Mexican cheese.
Oh, it's so good, man.
Tonight's show is going to be awesome. And we say it every time, but episode 16 is going pretty good, man. So
pretty good.
The show has been around for 15 weeks because we see up to a week, but 16 is pretty good, man. I'm stoked, and I keep seeing that it keeps getting bigger and bigger, and it's just really cool. Would you mind hitting the button for the studio lights under there? And then, it's just awesome to be able to have all these people watching. It's underneath the Facebook icon right there. Just reach underneath it. It's just awesome to have such a good audience and so many people that like the show, man. Like, every week we get to talk to so many people on social media and just all the text messages, just everybody, watching the show and hanging out. Like, I love it, man. That's what the show is all about. It's all about the dirt life. And that's one of the things that we're going to talk about today. But before we get into all of our topics and all of our conversations, I definitely want to thank all of our sponsors. They are the ones that make this show happen. And we've got some cool stuff coming up with them. So thank you very, very much to the guys at Rigid Industries. They've always got a special piece of my heart for the rest of my life. Brett Carpenter over there. Thank you to the guys at Fuel Wheels. Those guys are always making awesome products. They got some new wheels out that are awesome for UTVs. Thank you to the guys at Zollinger Racing Products. We got some cool stuff coming up with those guys. Thank you to Solder Weld, and thank you to Shock Therapy. So do you want to tell everybody what's going to happen on Friday?
Hell yeah, dude. We've been working this out for a while now. Oh, dude. It's the, what is it? Shock Therapy, the appreciation.
Yeah, it'll be like appreciation for some of their customers, and we're going to have a live show up there.
I can't wait, dude.
They're going to, Justin, I talked to him today, and we're going to have some barbecue.
I know, I can't wait.
So they're going to have a catered barbecue.
And I almost couldn't come.
I know.
Oh, man.
They're gonna have
so excited.
So we're going to have some free barbecue, some free beers, and some free fun. Yeah. It's going to be badass. So that's this Friday. And Friday, it's going to start around 5 o'clock, so we're going to have a little pre-party from 5 to 7. And just have fun with everybody, hang out, talk. You and I will get there. We'll set up during the day sometime. Mm-hmm. And then at 7 o'clock, we'll have the show, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 7 o'clock Arizona time. We'll have the show. We'll talk to Justin, maybe talk to some of his guys in the shop. We'll talk about racing. We'll talk about dunes. We're going to talk about all the fun that he has in Arizona. We're going to get his backstory on why he started Shock Therapy. It's just such a cool story and a cool company, man. So I can't wait. Not only do we get to have some beers and have some food with them, we just get to talk about all this garage talk.
I know, man.
So
Shock Therapy's got a good. They carry a close piece of my heart because of your show of backing that up a lot, and then I got my Christmas event Saturday. The Christmas crew's here, and they're coming for that too. So I'm pretty excited with them, man.
Those guys do a lot in the Arizona scene, man. Well, not just in Arizona, I guess they do a lot in general, but they really like to give back, and it's cool to see that, like what you said with your event. You have the Diamonds Children's Hospital. You're going to have a show and shine kind of thing with the guys at Goldie's Auto Shop here in Tucson, Arizona, and we get to go, obviously you get to give them presents and different things like that. The kids get to see us, and driving the side-by-sides, they'll get to see all the lights. And
all lit up.
So it's going to be super fun, and I think that's like one of the main reasons that Shock Therapy likes that event is because they like giving back, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And how you mentioned that they helped with the show for me, which was the fundraiser for me after I got hurt. Justin stepped up to the plate and helped out a lot and gave some good prizes to that show. Absolutely. So that fundraiser was a big success, in part to him. So thank you to those guys. And it's neat to see those relationships. We had, what was it, episode 9 with Josh Weesey. We were talking about sponsorships and things like that. And I had a podcast with Josh actually for me earlier this week. So if anybody wants to check that out, go to the Sponsor Writer Club podcast and check it out. But to continue with what I was saying, those sponsorship relationships, when you cultivate them and keep a good reputation with those people, sponsorship companies, shot companies, anybody, tire companies, whoever it is, they come to mean a lot down the road. And look at the situation that we're in now. We're not racing anymore, me and myself, and we still have a good relationship with these companies, and it's really, really cool to see. And it's mostly because we all live the dirt life, right? Yeah. We all have that respect for the things that we do, and I just think it's so cool, man. So again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you all of our sponsors. It's really great to see all this, man. Like, I was thinking about it this week actually, and how lucky we are to be able to do something like this. You know,
well,
like
it's just to grow, man. It grows and grows and grows, and it's really cool to see that.
Yeah. And it's growing because we're passionate about it and people share the same passion as us.
Yep.
So I think that's super cool. And for me, it's even more meaningful because this is something that I would like to do in the future, and like I'd like to continue it. And who knows, maybe someday it'll make some money too. So it'd be nice to have that, but I just want it to be a passionate thing that we do. Yeah. So that's awesome. So thank you everybody again. One of the things that I wanted to bring up today was, well, first let's talk about what you did this weekend.
Yeah, dude, Thanksgiving. Every year we spend it in Bowie, Arizona, where John Rambo was from.
Well, who's that?
John Rambo.
Is that like the Rambo?
Yeah, like the Rambo.
He was from Bowie, Arizona?
Yes, he says it in one of his movies.
So if you guys want to look this place up, it's like Bowie, like David Bowie, Bowie,
yeah.
Arizona.
That's where John Rambo is from, man. Well, anyway, they got these natural hot springs out there.
I never knew that.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome, dude. And so it's natural hot springs. It's called Bowie Hotwell Dunes, but there's really no dunes. It's just sand trails. There's one race hill everyone goes up and races on it and stuff.
It's like a little miniature dunes.
Yeah, but pretty much all of the trails got high berms and stuff.
So some people might know Ocotillo Wells. Like I've been to Ocotillo Wells before, and they have a little mini dune section that's similar. Like Bowie is a little bit bigger, but it's similar to that.
But it doesn't really have dunes, though, is what I'm saying. Like,
right.
It's literally...
That's what Ocotillo is. There's all kinds of desert, but then there's a little dune section.
Yeah. I mean, it's really cool to get out for the weekend and hang with your family. And we had bad weather, just like everyone had their problem in Glamis, and but it's always nice to just go, even if you're sitting in the trailer. And they got natural hot tubs, so the wife went in there. It's 105 degrees in the hot tub. It's natural water, mineral water. So when you get out, you feel really refreshed.
Yeah, it makes your body feel so much better. Yeah. One of the coolest videos that I saw this week, I was telling you before the show, was the Monty, your puppy, shredding in the sand.
You got his little mini legs. I call it the paddles, dude. Little scats.
He's a corgi, right?
No, he's a...
he looks kind of like a corgi.
No, he's a bulldog chihuahua.
Oh, the mix?
Yeah.
He's awesome, though, dude. And he looked like he was having a blast out there.
Loves it. He loves it.
Yeah, so that kind of goes on with what the topic that I wanted to talk about, though, was like our guest, Kristen Matlock, tonight. She just lives the dirt life. Literally, there's no other better way to say it. Like, she is passionate about everything in the dirt. She's passionate about racing. She's passionate about spending time with her family. And it's the same kind of things that you just said, like every Thanksgiving, you guys go out to Bowie Hot Wells.
Yeah, we just take a break, do something different, and we just relax. It's close to home.
But that's so cool. That's exactly what the dirt life's all about, man. I love that. The fact that you guys do that every year and keep it going as an annual tradition is so cool.
Not only that, dude. Let me explain something to you. I wore my Uggs all weekend, but here's the difference. I was so cold. I put socks in them motherfuckers, dude. Yeah. And I blew out one of my right ones. I blew it out, dude.
They weren't warm enough?
I don't know, man. They got blown out.
It must have been really cold because
it was cold, dude.
Usually, like even in New Year's at the dunes, you're fine with just Uggs.
Yeah. No, I had to put socks on this time around.
Oh, man.
It was very weird, and I blew out the right side on my Ugg, man. I was really upset, so I got to give you some new ones.
So it was leaking?
It's leaking, dude. The old paddle's leaking, dude.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah. Well, it's cool to see that you're doing that, and I love that she does it too. Like I've seen some stuff that she's posted on social media lately where they took the kids out and they're we'll call them stock racers and stuff, non-race car racers and things like that. And they just look like they have a great time, man. So I love being able to see that because it's the same life that you and I enjoy living, and it's everybody that watches the show. It's the same life that they like living too. So I can't wait to talk to her and see what she says. That dirt life is like really giving us a good opportunity for basically growing the show. Like when we came up with the idea to have the show at Shock Therapy, I was starting to think about, what kind of things we could talk about. And so Justin and I talked about it a little bit today, but I told him, I said, you know what? We don't really have to, ask any specific question. We can just have shop talk and just chat. Yeah, because his life and his dirt life is the same thing that all of us want to hear because all of us live that same life. So it makes me feel good because we have some really special guests coming up in January and earlier in the next year, and I kind of want to do that same thing and just bro out with all these people because it means so much to me to be able to see what's behind the scenes with these people and to talk to them about what they like doing. You know what I mean? Whether it's motoing or going camping with the kids or anything, like it's just all about the dirt, and I love it. So it'll be really cool to talk with Justin at Shock Therapy this coming week too. So I am really excited to talk to Kristen. I want to see how her Baja 1000 race went. It's insane to me to think that she drove off-road Iron Woman the whole event and this event I think was 890 miles or something. It's just like a lot of miles.
Dude, that's nuts.
Just think about how tired you get and how many times you have to stop driving to San Diego, which is about 400 miles from where we live.
And I'm doing 75, 80, and I hate it.
Right. And you're not bouncing around all over the place.
No.
So think about riding the roughest trails that you could ride. Some of them are smooth, but mainly the roughest trails off-road that you could ride and doing it for over 24 hours. And she did it all herself. What kind of mental capacity, physical fitness, health you have to be in to be able to do something like that. That's insane. We were talking about with Casey last week when we talked about on the show, and we were talking about how physically fit you have to be to do a 100-mile bicycle race like the El Tour de Tucson that's in our town. And that I feel like that doesn't even hold a candle to what she did. That's just amazing that she was able to do it. You know what I mean? So,
I think it's crazy. I couldn't do it. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, we would probably have to split it into 2 or 3 different sections.
There's no way.
You know what I mean? And it tells a lot about how she has her car set up and stuff too. But my main thing when I think of that is, first of all, beat your body up so your body's going to be sore. But the mental capacity that you have to be able to last that long looking on a specific trail, trying to go, even if you're going 15 miles an hour, that's probably as fast as you can go in that little section. Yeah. And then, so you're going as fast as you can, thinking as much as you can, using all your brain power for that long, and holding a vehicle steady with the driver, or with a co-driver. I mean, it's just crazy to think about all that stuff that goes into it. And they go down and pre-run it and stuff too. I'd love to do that one day. Go down to Baja and pre-run those courses.
Just play around for a while.
Yeah, didn't some of our Brian and Chris, a couple of our buddies, were able to go down there and do that. They did like a Baja pre-run kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Would you like to do that one of these days?
I got my border card.
Yeah, well, I got a. Oh, you don't have a passport?
I don't need one of them crossing the line.
Oh, well, that'd be cool to do that, man. I would like to go down there and do something like that. I think it'd be fun, especially just to see some of those portions of the race course.
Yeah, I would love to see that. It'd be something completely new.
I mean, it'd be way cooler to see the ocean, but see some of the race course, where they actually hit some of the rough shit. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah,
I just think it would be fun to see it. But live more dirt life and taco life.
Oh, man, dude, I'm falling asleep over here because I'm so full.
You shouldn't have eaten so many tacos. Dude. We're gonna have to get you a Dr. Pepper, a little sweet.
I should have taken a shot.
Okay, so what time is it right now? So we got 7:15. One of the other things that I wanted to talk about was the professionalism, kind of like what we talked about with Josh Weesey on episode 9, and Brett Carpenter on episode 3 kind of said the same thing too. So if you guys want to go check out those episodes, go check them out. But they talked about how much effort it takes to, actually we talked about a little bit too before dinner, how much effort it takes to be able to run a race program or to whenever you get a sponsor, you have to give back to them, right? So we talked about like people offering you things from your Facebook page for your Facebook group. You know, you've got a good following on that group, and you've been able to talk to a lot of people, and you have the ability to give opinions and give advice on what people want. Right. So if a guy says, you know, can I have what's the best suspension for my Polaris Razor or my Yamaha YXZ? You can give them the information for shock therapy, and you can say, this is what I think would be best for your situation, and how it validates their decision because you're an expert in their eyes, and you have expertise and you have experience in those different things. In a situation like what Kristen and Wayne Matlock do, they run one of the top level UTV teams, and they're able to give a lot of advice, not just in the racing world. It goes back to kind of like what I'm saying about living the dirt life and being healthy and all these different things, is they can give advice on, I guess, even how to like bring a kid up through the racing scene, or basically give a kid a good outline for the rest of their life. They don't necessarily need to be playing video games on an iPad the whole time. They can go out and ride bicycles in the dirt and things like that. And I think a lot of that translates with the racing programs that they operate, because it's really, honestly, it's their love and passion, and they do everything that they can to make it better so the children see it, and the way that people grow up, you know, it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
I really think it does. And it's cool to see that, you know, Kristen and Wayne have that mentality, because they're so focused on being the best.
I'm really excited to meet them. I'm pretty excited. So
I don't know if Wayne will come on tonight. Kristen said he might make a VIP appearance or something, but it'll just be cool to talk to her. She's got some really, really, you know, solid things to talk about, and she's really just a fantastic person in general. So one of the things that I wanted to ask her about personally was, and you got a surprise for her too with some questions, but one of the things that I want to ask her personally was how she stays in such good shape, you know, like her workout schedule, her health regimen, and things like that, because those have been more on my mind as, you know, April and I got hurt, to get better. You know what I mean? Like, I love eating tacos, and I'm never going to give up chips and guacamole, right? But do I have to go out and drink soda all the time? No, I can drink water, you know, like those types of things. And I'd like to see it from a real world perspective too, and see what she does as well. So it'll be cool to have that. You've been on a more healthy kick lately too.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to shed it out. You know, like I really didn't do much for a couple of months there for a little bit, and I got to a point I'm like, dude, this is terrible. Like, I got to start doing some stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, you said like starting with your new gig at working with kids and stuff like that.
Shit, we played kickball today for about an hour and a half today.
That's why you're tired. It's not because of tacos.
that just made my day, dude. That's what it was. But yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, I did it for a long time before, and I remember I was in a lot better shape then. But I think that's what I'm excited for that too.
Yeah, so it'll be your catalyst.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
To get in better shape.
Yeah.
So for Kristen's catalyst, I think it's probably racing and making sure that she can Ironman the Baja. But for your catalyst, it's going to be to
got more balls than me, dude. I can tell you that.
Make sure that you get to work and can keep up with all the kids, right?
Yeah, dude, it's a blast. So
that's cool. So yeah, I really have a good understanding of that, because of the fitness and health and stuff, because of the things that I've been through in my life, competing in the Ironman and doing different things like that, and the long bicycle races and stuff. So it's interesting to me what other people do. You know, like I would take it all the way to the level of even like eating almonds before I go to sleep, because it's a good fat to process. Yeah. Like it's crazy. So I want to see like if she has anything specific to say about you know, her health regimen and stuff. And I also want to know where her favorite place is to get tacos down in Baja.
Yeah, man, I always see these videos of everybody down there getting these tacos.
Have you seen like when they cut the meat off the rotisseries and stuff?
I want that. That's what I want.
It is so good. Brian Lopez is addicted to that stuff, man. Yeah. He loves it. So it's super cool to see. And I can't wait to ask her what her favorite place is too. So, but I really am interested in the whole dirt life thing. I want to see how they live. They live in basically southern San Diego area, and so that's kind of close to Ensenada and Baja and stuff. But I want to see where they go riding, because I always look at those hills and I'm like, dude, you could go side by side riding out there and have so much fun. But I don't know how the rules in California work compared to Arizona. So
I don't think you're allowed to do much, man.
Well, if you trailer out, I think you can probably get on some of the trails and stuff.
Yeah, but it's probably really hot. It's controlled.
Yeah, the BLM controls it a lot different. Kind of like the dunes, like when they go to Glamis, right? So, it'd be interesting.
Yeah, but it's
to see.
surprising to me that Glamis is still open riding.
Yeah.
There's no ways, you know what I mean? Like in other parts of the dunes, like other states, there's one ways.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's not really, it's a free-for-all.
Yeah.
And I'm very surprised because of California.
Yeah, that's true. I could see that. Yeah, like I guess in Oregon they got those dunes, and like different other places they have those dunes. So you have to follow the certain roads. Yeah, so that makes a big difference, I guess. The Glamis is still like an open forum. It's neat to see though. And who was telling us? I forgot who told us the other day that Polaris bought Glamis, or they had a huge investment.
I told you about it, but I'm pretty sure it was Jake Coleman too.
So what's the deal with that then?
The only thing I know is Polaris bought Glamis store, that whole land, and what is really good about Polaris, I mean, I don't have a Polaris, but the best part about it for everybody, no matter what you ride, is Polaris put their foot and kicked that door down and said, we're going to take this land, we're going to buy it. Well, guess what? Now it can't be taken away.
Yeah, that's killer.
You know what I mean?
That's so cool.
Other than the people that trash it every freaking time they're out there, which you see a lot of.
Yeah, there's also good people that go clean it up too. I hate that, man, when they trash it.
Yeah.
That sucks. So they just bought like the beach store. So I wonder how much control they're going to have outside of that.
That's what I'm worried about though. But at the same time, I don't think they're going to, I don't know.
It'll
that
be cool
place
to
makes
see.
a lot of money, man.
Yeah, of course. Dude, there was one time we ran out of booze and I had to go buy some Fireball down there, and it was $80 for a little like fifth of Fireball.
Shit, when I used to smoke cigarettes, man, it was like $12 a pack.
Yeah, so they're making some serious coin over there.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, let's take a commercial break, and then we'll be back with actually, you know what? Let's talk about Kristen a little bit more, and then we can show you guys some pictures on the live screen real quick. So Kristen won the Baja 1000. Here's a picture of her spraying champagne, getting all crazy. She's got an awesome car. She does, all kinds of signings and different things like that with her sponsors. She obviously works out and has a great time and staying fit. So it's really cool to see, her really living her life and going through all that stuff. Like I can't wait to see where her, where she is at. Like, to me, that's so cool. Like, it really is. Like, I just see it in my eyes. Like, that's the person I want to be. You know what I mean? So it makes a big difference that she goes through all that. And I think it's just fantastic that she puts so much effort into her life and her family and racing. So, all right, guys, we'll take a commercial break and we will be right back. See you guys in a minute.
For wheels and tires with the most style, function, and innovation, look no further than Fuel Off-Road. From stock to lifted, dually to trophy truck, and UTV applications, Fuel Off-Road offers the most complete lineup for your next adventure. Whether a weekend warrior or racer, you can't go wrong with Fuel's massive line of trail tough truck and UTV wheels and tires. Good looks, better prices, and the absolute best range of styles and applications. Find us at fueloffroad.com.
Introducing Rigid's new SRL Series light bar, featuring a sleek 20-inch curved housing, ultra-wide forward projecting beam pattern, and a unique halo backlight feature offered in 4 color options. The SRL Series light bar's new optic combination projects light over 70 degrees wide, with more than enough distance to safely drive in low visibility conditions, making it the perfect lighting solution for most applications. The Halo backlight feature is offered in red, white, blue, or amber, and is wired independently from the forward projecting light. Instantly transition from style to function with the flip of a switch, making it easier than ever to own the night.
Hello, I'm Justin, the founder of Shock Therapy. Shock therapy has been around for 5 years, but we have personally been tuning suspension on off-road cars and race vehicles for over 25 years. We tune between 10 and 15 cars per day, every single day of the week. Our concentration is tuning shock systems and supplying components that improve the ride quality of your car in many ways. Not only do we work on the average UTV, but we also tune suspension for race teams and professional drivers. We currently tune for over 87 race teams in Best in Desert and Score. Our clients and race teams rely on our suspension components to allow them to win races and keep them safe. Suspension is a moving target. We are always trying to hit that target with every customer that we work with. Each customer's needs can be different, and we tune our kits accordingly. Our research and development never stops. We improve our components every single day. As the industry evolves and improves, so do our parts and kits. As of right now, we have over 100 products for UTVs. So when you bring your car to us, you have the satisfaction of knowing that you have the most experience, the highest quality products, and the fact that your car is being tuned specifically to you.
Hey guys, George Hamill here to talk to you about one of our sponsors, Solder Weld. Who is Solder Weld, and what is their impact on the off-road community? Well, some of you may have seen Solder Weld's booths at the races, Lint 400, Vegas to Reno, Score and Snore events, and the UTV World Championship. You're seeing their stickers and sponsor wraps on more and more racers' vehicles every year. But who are they, and what do they have to offer us as off-road enthusiasts? Well, late last year, Solder Weld introduced their new off-road repair kit to the off-road industry and sold out their first week. The interest was overwhelming, as many off-roaders already knew of Solder Weld's aluminum radiator repair rods, and now they were included in a convenient carry kit in camo or black. If you're a racer of any type or off-road enthusiast like myself, you're going to want to take a close look at this product. Solder Weld has combined some of their most elite products into one small kit that fits perfectly under your seat or strapped into your roll cage and allows you to make some insane fixes anywhere you go. How many of us have been in a race or out on the trail and got a rock chip in a radiator or a brake line? We've literally seen a top-tier desert race truck at the 2019 Mint 400 taken out by a simple rock to the radiator. If they would have had an off-road repair kit on board, they could have been back up and running in just a minute. The kit includes everything you need to work on dirty aluminum, stainless steel, copper, and many other metals. Solder Weld's cutting-edge technology allows you to make these fixes with extremely low heat and incredible high tensile strength, leaving you with a lasting fix every time. Don't be that guy who broke down on the side of the trail. Get your off-road repair kit today. Your friends will thank you. Yeah, buddy, we're back with Kristen Matlock. How are you?
Good, how are you?
We are doing awesome, but we're like a little bit less awesome than you because you just got done winning the Baja 1000.
Yes, I did.
That is fantastic.
It was pretty cool. Yeah, pretty cool accomplishment.
Like, I can only imagine how much like gratitude and like how awesome it must have felt when you come across the finish line for that bad boy.
Yeah, it was a long, grueling race for sure. And halfway through the race in those San Felipe whoops, I wasn't 100% certain I was even going to make it physically, but something got over me and I was able to accomplish it and take first place.
That's awesome. So sweet. Yeah, and that's one thing that Cody and I were talking about earlier in the show is that you Iron Man or Iron Womaned the entire race. Like, that's just bonkers.
Yeah.
Like,
I couldn't do it. I could tell you that right now. I couldn't.
That's actually what Robbie Gordon said when he came in behind me too at the finish line. He's like, I couldn't even do it.
Yeah, I could
That
only
was pretty
imagine.
cool.
So what's the, like, I was trying to qualify it in my lifestyle or in the things that I've done. And so I'll follow this up with a question, but just to lay down the groundwork is, I've done some pretty cool stuff in my life. I was hurt and got in a wheelchair, and I was able to get out, and I've had a lot of injuries and different things like that. But I was able,
Yeah, it's amazing.
I was able to do an Ironman, and I had to train for about 4 years or so to be able to do that. And I did some bicycle races and stuff like that. So I understood the whole, like, you got to eat good, you got to work out and be healthy and stuff like that. But I still don't get
Right.
the portion of, like, beating the crap out of your body and being able to withstand that and have a clear mindset. Like, that's just so amazing to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's just what I do. I absolutely love it. My passion's always been off-road racing, and it's not that bad, especially with my Fox shock suspension underneath me, and I have this new live valve suspension from them, so I can shift on the fly. I can firm it up or I can soften it up, and that has made a world of difference on my body, especially.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool, because then when you go and you plot out the course, you can know that, hey, the next 10 miles are going to be softer. The next 10 miles are going to be
that's
stiffer.
pretty interesting. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so like in San Felipe Whoops, I firm up the suspension because I don't want the car bottoming out the entire time. And then when it comes to the rocky, like, summit section, I put it in the comfort setting so it can be a little bit softer and cushier.
That's super cool. I didn't even think about that because, like, I've raced short course and stuff like that previously, and obviously the UTV World Championship and stuff like that. But how cool would it be to be able to switch your suspension like that? Like that, just say even in the dunes, like going out to the hill or then going around the big bowls and stuff.
Yeah, that would be badass.
Right.
I didn't even think about how many options you could have. Well, let's take a couple steps back if you don't mind. Like, where did you grow up at?
I grew up in San Diego area. Typical, we call it East County. So it's East San Diego, where a lot of off-roaders are from.
Yeah, I know San Diego well. I lived in Carlsbad for a good portion of my life. So.
Okay, so I'm from El Cajon originally, but now I live in Alpine.
Oh, right on. Alpine's such a nice area. El Cajon's cool too. I know Dustin Nelson. When we grew up riding dirt bikes together and things like that, and we used to always go out to Verona and hang out. And Dustin's a good dude too. And there's a lot of other guys out there too, right?
Yeah, there's quite a few of us actually.
And you and Wayne get to go riding in the hills and stuff out there?
Yeah, we have some areas locally that, 15, 20 minutes we can be in our razors, running around.
How is that, like, with because in Arizona it's like the Wild West. It's like a free for all. You can just do whatever you want in your UTV, ride on the street and stuff. How is it out there? Like, are you able to do? Like, you can't ride on the street, right?
No, unfortunately not. California is pretty strict on that kind of stuff. But here in Alpine, it's kind of a smaller town. We can get away with a little bit, but just depends on the town sheriff.
The town sheriff? That sounds so cool. Oh, so old school.
I couldn't see not being able to run to the grocery store or something in there.
Yeah, we're kind of spoiled, though.
Yeah,
that's why.
Crazy.
Yeah, how would you feel if you could go get the mail or go get groceries side by side? Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be awesome. Yeah, I wish that we could do that.
Yeah.
So those are some of the perks of living in Arizona.
Yep.
So did you grow up with off-road stuff, or like what? How'd you grow up living in San Diego? The beach, or?
No, I actually did not. I didn't get into this until I met Wayne when I was 20.
Oh, wow.
So I tried everything growing up. I was one of those kids that experienced everything. I tried like a new sport pretty much every 6 months to a year. And then finally found my niche when I met Wayne.
Nice. Hey, you're supposed to say you're well-rounded when you try all those sports, right? That's cool. And so you fell in love with it then, I guess, huh?
Yeah. At first it was kind of a culture shock, because I was never really into the dirt scene at all, or the dirt life. But once I got involved with it, I definitely fell in love with it quickly. He was having all the fun out there. What's that?
When you start getting into it, was it like, oh, I want to drive, or was it just like, oh, okay, I'll kind of test the waters and see how things go?
He was racing ATVs when I met him. He was just getting started with it. And so I just kind of watched him have a lot of fun for a while. And then one Christmas, he decided to buy me my own ATV, and that's where history began.
That's where it all kicked off. How did you do when you've got it?
Yeah.
Like, did you do well right off the bat?
Yeah, I never wanted to be a burden on him because he was really fast. And so I just decided I would try my hardest to keep up with him, and I did fairly well. And so then I decided to try some local races. It's called District 38 around here. Mm-hmm. So I just decided to get out there, and even if I just putted around the course a little bit, I would just see how I did. And I did well. I just picked a person each time, and eventually I would pass that person. And so I'd pick a faster person and pass that person. And I got to the point where I was doing I could get first overall out there. So that was pretty cool.
Talk about a trial by fire, though, having to keep up with a badass right away.
Dude, you don't understand how hard it is to whip around a quad, dude.
I can only imagine.
Whipping around a quad is definitely not easy.
Right.
Yeah, these dirt bike guys, they get all pissed off that we're out there, but, that's what I did. And I loved it. I thought it was a blast. But if you wreck, that thing's chasing you, dude.
I've seen that a million times. Did you ever have any big spills or anything?
Not really. Knock on wood. I've been pretty fortunate in my lifetime. I came off of it a couple times, but no major injuries. So I got really lucky.
That's cool that Wayne was able to give you the opportunity to do that. Yeah. You choosing it. Like a lot of other girls or women, they would be a little bit timid to do that. So it shows that you have some serious courage to be able to get out there and do it.
Yeah, it just looked like a lot of fun, and I saw how excited he was when he would get that trophy, and I wanted to experience the same thing, so yeah. I just did it.
Deep down, she just wanted to be Wayne.
I never got an opportunity to do that on a quad. We teamed up together and won together one time, but the muscle strength that you need, and the upper body strength, I just never had it, as a female, unfortunately. But steering wheel is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, I can see that. And Wayne's a bigger dude, and you're a smaller person too, so I can see where the disadvantage would be, at least when racing a machine like that. Yeah. What's funny,
yeah, he was always able to throw it around.
Well, we'll come back to one of the questions that I had before, but like this is a good segue into the next subject. Like understanding that, because she clearly got trial by fire, but being a smaller girl, and she's able to say now, like, okay, well, now I know I have to be really in shape. And even with the steering wheel, like, you obviously have a lot of, drive to be better. So what do you do to keep in shape then? Like, you work out and stuff a lot?
Yeah, I started working out as soon as I got into this. I started at least going a couple days a week to the gym. I have a gym here in Alpine that I enjoy going to. And then I discovered another place. It's called Orange Theory Fitness. I don't know if you're familiar with that or not.
Yeah, we have those here too, yeah.
Do you? Okay, yeah. So recently, before the 1,000, I started going there for cardio, especially because I've always done weightlifting, but never a lot of cardio, just because I think it's boring other than like mountain biking or something fun outdoors, but that's not always an option. So Orange Theory Fitness, I absolutely fell in love with the cardio, aspect of it. So I've been going every single day, believe it or not.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
Yeah.
I've been trying to go as much as I can, like trying to ride my bicycle and stuff. I would like to get one of those mountain bikes that has a little bit of electric power, like what do they call electric assist?
Yeah.
I think.
The e-bikes?
Yeah, I think those look pretty cool. Like I ride a road bike still, and I can do pretty well on that. But the mountain bike stuff, I need more torque, like to get up the little hills, because my legs don't work that great. Yeah. So if I have one of those e-bikes, right, I feel like the e-bike would like totally help out.
I think so. The movement in general would help you out.
I wonder, like, have you ridden one of those?
That's what Wayne actually rides.
Oh, really?
They have the badass mountain bike ones now too. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Dude,
exactly.
They're badass.
Which one?
Wayne has one. I don't recall the name of his, but I think it's just a truck, but he loves it because he had his ACL was torn, mm-hmm, and he had to have surgery on it. So that was his way of still being able to mountain bike, but not have to put so much effort into it and still be able to keep up, with all of us. So it works amazing. And he hasn't switched back, even though he's healed now.
How do they work? Like, does it take over your whole pedaling, or does it just help you a little bit?
No, it's just an assist.
That would be perfect.
So you're still getting a great workout, but you get to go further, which is really cool. He actually wants me to get one too. That way we can just put down more miles each time we go.
Yeah, then you can see more dirt life.
Exactly. Yeah, they make them for kids too, so we'll probably get them for our kids as well.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that we want to talk about too. You spend a lot of time with the kids doing outdoor stuff and all kinds of fun stuff, don't you guys?
Yeah, we love it. We're definitely outdoor family. Even where we live here, we have 9 acres, and so our kids don't really get attached to electronics, thank goodness, because they have so many areas to explore here. They just play outside all the time.
That's good.
Yeah, that's the way we grew up too. I love that, man. Yeah, like where I grew up didn't even have paved roads, so it was nice to have that. You're just forced to make those decisions to have fun.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
What did you and Wayne have like a plan or whatever to have the kids make sure that they were having fun and doing all that stuff all the time, or is it just kind of a nature of the beast kind of thing?
Yeah, it's just the way it fell into place for us. We never wanted to leave our kids at home. We always wanted to make sure that they were involved, because without them there and our whole family involved, it just wouldn't be as much fun. So we always make sure that we include them.
And you're giving them the opportunity to experience a lot of stuff too. I can only imagine what the things that they're learning now, even if they don't realize it, going down to Ensenada and seeing you race and obviously seeing you put in the day-to-day work, and it just teaches them such good things.
Right. Yeah. For the longest time, I think they both thought that both parents, in every single family did this for a living. Like everyone was an off-road racer and everyone went to Baja all the time. They just didn't know any better. It's just the way they were raised. But now they're starting to realize that it's something special.
What's some of the stuff that you have to do? Like what's a day in the life of Kristen Matlock then?
Every day's pretty different. I homeschool the boys on Mondays and Fridays, and then they go to school on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. So gives me some time to get some stuff accomplished around the house, and work at our cabinet shop. We have a custom cabinet company as well that we own and operate. So
awesome.
Everything keeps us so busy.
Do the kids get to learn a lot from that too?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice because the cabinet shop is here on our property, as well as our race shop and our home, so we have everything just right here. So, but yeah, Wayne mostly runs the cabinet shop, and then I just do the bookwork for it. So I just have to keep up on that on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday schedule.
Similar to the way that I grew up too. That's because my dad operated.
Oh, really?
My dad operated an auto shop, a transmission shop, and my mom had a lot to do with the financing and books and stuff like that. And then we got to see all that.
Yep.
The place that I learned how to ride a bicycle was in the parking lot of the shop.
Perfect. Yeah. They're getting to the age where we're starting to let them sweep the shop and, work with some tools and stuff.
You mean you got workers now, free workers?
Yes. Don't tell anybody.
That's cool that they get to learn all that stuff though. That makes a big difference in the way, like she said that they're keeping them, well, not off of the computers and stuff, but they're really focusing on the genuine, things that make people happy. And obviously, I love
not even
that.
to have to leave your area where you live. Everything right there.
Yeah, that is pretty cool too.
Yeah, everything's right here.
Dude,
that's pretty neat.
It's pretty nice.
Well,
yeah, it didn't used to be like that for us. We just moved our cabinet shop up here a few years back. So it's so much nicer to not have to make the run down the hill every single day.
Yeah.
When you grew up, did you grow up in like going to the beach and stuff like when you were little, or did you guys just stay like more in the desert and dirt and stuff like that?
Me personally as a kid?
Yeah.
I was never really into the beach. We went a few times, it's funny because you grew up in San Diego, you just automatically think you're a beach person, but I was never into the salt water or the sticky sand. It's funny because I love it down in Baja, but it's just a different type of water and sand down there.
Yeah.
Clean.
Than here.
It totally is. That's funny that you say that though too, because I grew up in Arizona for most of my life, but I lived in San Diego for a good duration of my life. And our office, like our advertising agencies, our office, like I had it on the beach in Solana Beach. So like you could open the window and see the beach. So but I went to the beach maybe 3 times the whole time I lived there.
Isn't that funny?
It's crazy. Yeah. So like you get so caught up in doing the things that you do and living life. And I actually, when I lived there, I missed going out to the desert and the dirt like all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I don't know. That's kind of
Yeah.
why I asked those questions, because I wanted to see where your mindset was when you were growing up.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't start going to the desert till I could drive personally. So everything else, when I was growing up, we went tent camping and went to the river, places like that, but never really the desert or Baja. I think I went to Tijuana like a couple of times before.
Yeah, just to go
That's
hang
about
out because it's so close.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Yep,
no,
just do the shopping and tourist thing.
Your excuse was always just to go get tacos. That's what it was, right?
Yes.
Well, hey, do you have a favorite place to go get tacos in Ensenada? Because I know I have one.
Yeah, you've probably seen me post the Baja Burro down there.
Is that your
It's
favorite
right
place?
next to Estero Beach Resort.
Yeah.
They're famous for their giant burritos. They're like the size of my arm.
Holy
huge.
Smokes.
Dude, do you think we're tired now?
Cody was just, because I went and got some tacos for us before the show, and Cody was saying he was like in a coma because he's so full of tacos today.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if he'd be able to handle
That
one
happened.
of those huge burros.
I don't know, man.
Right.
Is that
Yeah, so they're like family to us. It's a family run business. It's the mom and dad and the 2 daughters run the place, and they're just an awesome family down there. And anything that I want, because I don't eat gluten or dairy. I'm one of those, that's kind of hard to cook for. So
Is that by
basically meat
choice?
and vegetables. Actually, it wasn't for the longest time because it just would hurt my stomach. So I finally figured out that that's what it was and eliminated it from my diet and started feeling so much better. But I think since then, I've tried to add it in a few times and it seems to do okay. But just to stay in shape, and I just feel better without it in my diet. I just choose it now. Choose not to eat it.
It's crazy that you say that though too, is because my ex had celiac, and so she couldn't have anything like that, and she even had to be careful with red meats and things like that. But the way that your body reacts to different things is just nuts. And when we talk about the favorite place to eat down in Baja, I think I've been to that. Is that the one right at the top of the hill above the resort?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So we ate there, but she was able to get some fish from a cart right next door in that dirt lot, and it was just right out of the ocean, so it had no toppings on it, and she ate it, and she was completely fine because it was so fresh and so ready. So it was cool for her to be able to do something like that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, they'll make me omelets or something special there.
What's your favorite
or
thing
I'll
to
just
get?
eat tacos without tortillas. What's that?
What's your favorite thing to get?
They make me, it's called the Kristen omelet.
Oh, really? They got a name for it too?
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh, yeah.
That's official.
Yep. They're so funny. They name like all their tacos and burritos after people that have come there and, their favorite people.
That's cool. So who cares
awesome.
about winning the Baja 1000?
man.
We just have our own burrito name for us.
Yeah, I have an omelet named after me.
Oh, it's an omelet too. So that's even more special. That's awesome.
Right.
Well, so you obviously watch what you eat, and you obviously stay in shape and stuff. Do you do anything like mental coaching or mental training to do those, obviously those long distance races and stuff?
Right. Not really. I mean, I have a lot of drive to win. That's just the way I am. I put so much effort into it, or all of us, our whole entire team, Wayne, everyone involved put so much effort into it. So of course I want the end result to be positive.
So what's the mindset, or like what is Kristen Matlock thinking about maybe 2 weeks before the race? And then when she gets in the race car for the race, like, is it like a completely different focused person, or like what's that girl turn into?
An animal. No. No, I just try to, basically 2 weeks before the race, we're busy packing, making sure that we don't forget anything because there's so much to pack. You don't even know until you start putting everything together. Because with a 2-car team for us, we have 2 chase trucks each. This time we did 5 chase trucks total. We had one that floated for the both of us. Yeah. So just those trucks alone, making sure that everything's, all the tools and spare parts and everything are loaded in that is a chore all in its own. And then just making sure all of my gear's ready, all the food's ready. I make sure that the guys on our crew, which we had 30 people down there for the Baja 1000, make sure that all of them have food for the entire time when they're chasing the race, because they're out there just as long as we are, if not longer. So that's what I'm doing 2 weeks prior. And then the week before the event, I'm out there pre-running, learning every single mile of the race course. We see it at least once before the race. And then once race night hits, I don't sleep much, but I try to. But I'm usually just dreaming about that win and just praying that everything goes smooth and that we can get the car and myself to the finish line.
Yeah, brain's probably going a mile a minute the night before.
Yeah.
Well, for people that don't really understand what she's talking about, the logistical portion of it and the production and planning portion of it is so crazy. And I always give so much respect, obviously, to Kristen and to everybody else that do these kind of races, because let's just put it in a different perspective. For a dirt biker, if you're a top professional supercross rider, you obviously have to look after yourself, right? You have to make sure you're in shape, and you have to do your practice laps, and you have to do all these things, and then you race on the weekend. Well, for her, the things that she just explained are different. What if that factory racer had to also take care of the team and had to drive the semi to the race and had to do all of those extra things? That's what she's having to do. That's a pretty amazing thing to be able to do that in itself. And that's just for one race. And they do it multiple times a year not to discount the Baja 1000, because that's fantastic, but you've also Ironman the 500 and you got first place in that, and you have some other accolades too.
Right. Yeah, we race 7 major races a year. So it seems like every time we turn around, we're either cleaning up or preparing for the next event.
Yeah, not only that, but you're also doing, helping Wayne with the cabinet shop and taking care of the kids and stuff too. So much kudos to you for being able to handle that type of exciting and very busy lifestyle. That's really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, it's funny. Whenever we have some downtime, it's like we don't know what to do with ourselves. We end up just filling it with something else, because we just don't know how to slow down.
Yeah, exactly. How about those accomplishments when you do? I mean, just hearing you talk about this stuff makes me understand that you really appreciate the lifestyle that you're living now and being able to do these certain things. What does it feel like when you go out there and you actually win and you can sit on top of the podium, or you can stand on top of the car and spray the champagne? It's probably overwhelming.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it was funny going into the finish line, because for the Baja 1000, you cross the finish line about a mile prior to actually going up on the stage. You have to drive your car through town in order to even get to the stage, just the way that the race worked out this year from the flooding. That's a whole nother thing we can talk about too, with the race being delayed. That was crazy.
Oh yeah, let's definitely get into that.
Yeah, I saw a lot of that pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, I mean, I had tears running down my cheeks, all the way to the actual podium or the stage after the race, because it was just such a relief to be done and then to have actually accomplished what we set out to do. It's definitely overwhelming and makes me speechless. Most of the time people are still calling me and contacting me right now to congratulate me, and I still just don't know what to say because I'm just so thrilled about it.
Well, yeah, you did a fantastic job, and thank you very much for taking the time to come on the show and hang out with us. That's cool. But
of course, yeah.
What about the emotion for, you say you're speechless when you come across the finish line, and we can tell because you're a very humble person, but you appreciate it and you love that you've accomplished this thing. But what does it feel like for all the guys around you? Because you just gave them the opportunity to come down and help, and they work their asses off to come support the team, and how do you see it from their point of view?
I mean, everybody is just, they're all overwhelmed, with emotion. I can tell because they've got tears running down their cheeks just the same. They're giving me these big bear hugs and I'm giving it right back. And everybody is they know how hard they've worked. I know how hard they've worked. And I just can't thank everybody enough for putting in the effort, because it's not just a win for me. It's a win for our entire team. We've got guys that come up here on a weekly basis. We have meetings up at our race shop to just go over everything and make sure everything's, fully prepared. And they're wrenching on our pre-runners and wrenching on race cars. And, there's so much preparation and time, spent on all of this, that when it comes down to winning a race like this, it's overwhelming to all.
Yeah, I can only imagine. We had a very small team when we did the short course stuff, and I had to do a lot of the work myself. I had a couple people that helped out, but the amount of effort that I had to put in was less than desert, but it was on a more frequent basis, but it was less than a desert race because we don't have to have the trucks and all that stuff. But it's so amazing to me to always see the culmination of people go out there in support of one goal, and that's to get one guy across the finish line in first place. That's what everybody's goal is. And the amount of effort that like what she's talking about is phenomenal, that these guys do that to help her. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, we have such a great crew. We've had quite a few guys in the past on our team, and I think over the years we've kind of weaned a few of them out that just maybe didn't put the effort into it, the way that we like to see guys put the effort into it, or just didn't have the heart, and because we are so passionate and dump all of our heart into this, that if somebody else doesn't feel the same way, then they just don't belong on our team, just to be blunt about it. But now that we have all the guys on the team that share the same passion, we make a great team all together.
Yeah, but that's a very fair thing to say. I mean, the NBA is not going to hire a weak link on the LA Lakers. I mean, or the LA Lakers aren't going to hire a weak link for their team. I mean, it's just the way it goes. If you're not cut out to do it, then you just don't need to do it.
Right.
So again, I give so much accolades and so much kudos to anybody that helps with these teams, even the guys like Brian Lopez, my dad, everybody that helped with our teams. And there's a million people that I could thank, but at the end of the day, when you cross the finish line, or you do cross, in first place or get on the podium, it's like paying everybody back. Even right now, it kind of gives me a little bit of teary eyes thinking about it, because I know the emotions that Kristen went through when she was crossing that finish line.
Still kind of emotional about it. I could cry right now if you want me to.
Well, what's some of the things that you like to do? Okay, so now the Baja 1000 is a goal that's accomplished, right? So you've done that. Obviously, you're going to prepare and you're going to do the same races next year. Well, maybe you're not, but
right.
What's something that you do with the family to kind of say, okay, let's take a deep breath and let's go have some fun?
Well, after the Baja 1000, it's always Thanksgiving, immediately following. So that's kind of nice to just take a breath of fresh air and just enjoy each other. And we have so much to be thankful for, and so we discuss that over dinner and just lay back and eat our turkey. But yeah, so then Christmas rolls around and we do all kinds of fun things around Christmas time. One of them is actually go back to Baja. We do annual group. Yeah, we do annual group rides each year where we'll take 70 to 80 people down to Baja with us in razors, quads, motorcycles. And we'll do a bit usually around August, but in December, we go to Mike's Sky Ranch up in the mountains down there. So it's about 150 miles from Tecate to there. And then we'll do the reverse route back, but we'll do it over a 3-day period of time. So we'll go 150 miles south to Mike's Sky Ranch, spend a couple nights down there, and then come back on Sunday. So
Cody and I
we're looking forward to that. That's just a couple weeks. What's that?
That's bitching.
That's so crazy.
Well, that's so cool. Cody and I were just talking about that. Last year I wanted to go with what my crew chief went and did an expedition like that, and my dad also wants to go too, but. Count me in next time, maybe next year after I heal up a little bit more. That would be so much fun.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can definitely be on the list.
That'd be cool.
We always have
be way different
room for more.
Yeah, how do you guys do it? Because I know a lot of those trips, they limit it to a certain amount of people and things like that. Do you guys have the same kind of Well, I guess entry
Yeah,
list.
well, Mike's Sky Ranch accommodates 70, so that's where we limit it.
Yeah, so you got to limit it there. Well, that'd be cool. I would definitely like to get on that list because that's been on my bucket list. 150 miles doesn't seem to me like it would be that far in a 3-day period. I guess 300 miles would be the total.
Yeah. And the middle day on Saturday, we go to a place called the Melling Ranch, but that's only like 20 miles away from Mike's Sky Ranch.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm getting excited just thinking about that. Is there good places to eat down there too?
Oh, of course. Yeah. We always stop for Valley de Trinidad Tacos. It's a pretty popular place down there. And then make our way up to Mike's Sky Ranch where they serve us all of our meals while we're there.
Oh my God, I'm going to get so many taco videos if I go on that trip. Do you have a favorite place to eat in San Diego,
we go
too?
to Mike's Sky Ranch and they feed us American food.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
That's crazy.
Yeah, they crack us up. Yeah, we got like meat and potatoes,
Wow.
I mean, that's still good, but...
Oh, yeah, it's delicious. But last time I was there, I requested them to serve us some Mexican food.
Did they heed your request?
Yeah, definitely.
What's your favorite place to eat where you're living now? San Diego.
Here, we like little mom and pop restaurants. So there's a little place called Descanso Junction out here. It's actually east of us, a little bit further in the mountains. So we go there. It's just a small place that has just real home cooked meal, home cooking style food.
Nice.
It's good.
Is that up in Juliet?
Yep. Not quite. Do you know where Descanso is?
Yeah.
Like right there. It's Descanso Junction area.
All right, so everybody that's traveling from Arizona to San Diego, stop in. What's the name of the restaurant again?
It's Descanso Junction.
All right.
It's right off the highway, too.
Nice.
So stop at Descanso Junction. Comes highly recommended. What's some of the fun things that you're going to be doing with the family in the next, couple months? Are you guys going to go on any trips or anything like that other than the one down in Mexico?
Yeah, we're going to actually head out your direction to, we go to the North Pole Experience every year in Flagstaff.
Oh, really?
Have you heard of that?
It's a train ride, right? Is that what it is?
That's the Polar Express. That's in Williams. Yeah. So this place is actually in Flagstaff, and they put you on a bus and kind of time warp you to the North Pole. It's really cool.
Wow.
They do an awesome job, and
I've lived here my whole life. I've never heard of it.
Well, it's in Flagstaff, so it's a little
Really?
but that's kind of cool though, especially for the kids.
Oh yeah, they absolutely are thrilled to go there, and then we go to Arizona. I'm sure you've heard of that place.
No,
we haven't. Dude, it sounds like
Really?
you know more about
what the hell,
Arizona
man?
Yeah, there's a place. It's actually, I think it's Williams, Arizona area, where you can drive through in your truck or car or whatever, and you can see bears, live, and they've got wolves out there.
What?
Wolves are as tall as our truck. It's crazy.
Holy
They're huge.
smokes.
I never even knew that, dude.
Well, if it helps you, like where we're at in Arizona is similar to where San Diego is located to Mexico. Like we're about an hour and a half away from Mexico, so we're pretty far south. So I think most of the stuff you're talking about
We're
is
going north.
Yeah, but it's nice up there. But both Cody and I don't do very well in the cold.
Yeah.
I don't either at all.
Yeah, not a fan.
I like 75.
Yeah, it's about where I like.
So these dudes always give me shit because I'm always freezing. And they're like, "You got to get UGG boots, dipshit," and I'm like, "No." So Mike and Danielle Gardner, you're familiar with them. He was telling me that he wears UGG boots too. So I feel like the odd man out.
Come on, don't you have a pair of UGG boots?
I do.
See?
Okay, fine. Maybe I'll consider it one of these days. Dude.
Don't knock it till you try it, man.
All right, here's the real question: does Wayne have a pair of UGG boots?
He does.
Oh, great!
Bam!
Now I gotta get
That's
some.
what I'm talking
Shit,
about,
man.
dude.
Now I gotta get
See?
some. I guess. All right.
I feel like everyone should have a pair of Uggs.
Come on, there's nothing wrong with it. They're so comfortable.
Oh, great.
So comfortable.
I even have Ugg bedding on my bed.
No, they have UGG bedding?
Dude, I need to step it up.
Yeah.
She got all this stuff that I don't even know about.
You just made Cody totally jealous right now.
I'm looking for it. Was it really expensive?
No, not too bad. It's at Bed Bath and Beyond.
Oh, I'm going.
It's so nice.
So
I'm going to take pictures of my Ugg boots on my Ugg bed, dude.
That's going to be at the top of your Christmas list now, isn't it?
Just wait.
Oh, great. Oh, man, Kristen, maybe you shouldn't have brought that up. Now he's going to go spend all
I'm
this
pretty
money.
excited, man.
That's
He's
awesome.
going to be shopping online while we continue to talk.
Just wait.
Yeah, exactly. One of the questions that I didn't send you earlier, but I wanted to know, you have such good relationships with your sponsors. We always talk about this, and it's one of the things that we're going to do with Justin at Shock Therapy. We're going to have a live show and a party and stuff this Friday, and just have some fun with them. And we were talking about I don't want to say cultivating sponsors, but just having a good relationship with your sponsors. You know, Justin and I haven't worked together for a few years, but during the times that we did work together, we always had such a great relationship and such a good friendship and stuff. Do you guys have those same kinds of things with your sponsors?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's what makes us successful too, is that we have friends, you know, or the sponsors have become friends, you know, and those friends have actually become like family over the years. Because with Wayne, he's been racing since, I think that was 2001. And he's kept some of the same sponsors through this whole entire time.
Wow.
So we know them really well now.
That's cool.
But yeah. So I think that makes a world of difference, you know, just making friends within the business and you know, you have to just be a real person, you know, because they're real people as well. Even though a lot of the companies are very corporate, but deep down, you know, they have a family, or, you know, they're into the same thing that you're into, and you can always relate to them and they can relate to you. So
yeah, absolutely.
Just got to be real.
So one of the things that we, Danielle Gardner actually helped a little with this, but we've had some little girls on the show, and they're both, you know, trying to get into their racing careers, and they're understanding social media now, and they're understanding, you know, their parents are trying to teach them about sponsors. What's one of the things that you could give them advice to be able to grow their programs better?
I always just say get out there and race, you know, just start locally and kind of work your way up. But the main thing is just to get out there and show everyone what you're made of, you know, try to get on the top of that podium if you can on your own. And then the sponsors will just notice you, you know, automatically.
Yeah. And be real the whole time, I'm sure.
Yeah. And then the other thing is just put yourself in front of them too, you know, whether it be an email or phone call or going to the shows, I think are great, because then they can see that you're a real person, you know, and you're talking face to face. And I think sponsors have trouble saying no eye to eye, you know, a lot. It's a lot harder for them to say no when they're looking at you versus like an email.
Yeah, and you can express a lot more emotion and stuff in those situations. What about things like, one of the things that I enjoy most about you is that you're very involved with them. Like I saw, you know, you had Steve come down from Rugged, and you know he got to eat tacos with you guys, and he had fun, and it's just neat to see those social interactions. You know, he's laughing, he's having a great time, so why wouldn't he want to be part of your team? You know what I mean? Like, do those things make a big difference?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's part of it, you know, just inviting them, and they're not always going to be available, but just showing them that you're interested in them and giving back to them in a different way, you know, by being friends with them is, you know, that means a lot too.
That's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have any ambitions of doing anything extracurricular other than the 7 races that you have next year?
Outside of racing, you mean?
Or yeah, even like, well, for instance, like for me, I want to do a ride across the country, and I want to do it all on dirt. So something like that would be, you know, like anything like that?
Not really. We keep so busy with racing. One of our big things for this coming year is we're going to do King of the Hammers. We've never done that before. Yeah. So I'm excited for that and nervous all at the same time, because I really enjoy rocks, but I don't know about boulder-sized rocks.
Yeah, they look pretty brutal.
You have some good resources that you can tap into, though, with the Guthries and stuff, right?
For sure. Yeah, they already offered to take us out and show us around. And then actually the guy that puts on the King of the Hammers. We met him down in Mexico when we were down there, and he invited us out to his property too to show us around. So
oh, that's
we'll definitely
super cool.
have to take them up on that. Yeah.
Do you guys have a car already being built, or already have one built for the? Are you going to use somebody else's?
They're on order. They're not built yet. They're coming. We're ordering everything right now to go with them.
I was going to say, you guys are going to have to haul butt getting those things ready, huh?
I know. Yeah, we're just going to do the 2-seat turbo S's from Polaris because they're pretty much ready to go. We're just going to do some safety features, and that's about it.
And so it sounds like when you say plural, that means Wayne's going to have his own car and you're going to have your own car?
Yeah, we're both going to race. So we're going to build 2 race cars and 2 pre-runners between now and then.
Wow, that's going to be super fun, though. Yeah. How do you prepare for something like that since it's a new endeavor?
I don't know. We're going to call the Guthries, like you said, and talk to some guys that have already done it. But we're going to go up to that area and just kind of try to find the obstacle areas because that's what we need the most practice in. We've got the desert thing down, I hope. But yeah, the rocks are what. I don't know how to winch. I've never done anything like that. So I need to find a good co-driver who knows how to do that.
I forgot they have to do that.
Yeah, they have to do a few different things. Yeah, I've always thought that would be a cool place to go, like to the King of the Hammers. It just looks like such a fun event. It looks like you guys, like they have a huge, like, I don't know what you call it, a pit party, but they have just like a huge
I hear
pit
it's
area.
Insane. Yeah, I got a couple of people from Tucson that go.
Oh, really? Have you been there before, Kristen, without driving?
Yeah, we went last year for the first time just to check it out, but only for the day. Last year it was raining and snowing and everything else. But the one day that we went, it wasn't raining, thank goodness. But yeah, it looks like a blast. It's huge. I can't believe how many people. They said there's 50,000 spectators out there last year.
Oh my gosh, holy
people
cow.
Ride around to high top areas and they get to watch the race and stuff from the mountains and stuff.
Did you get to do that? Just go check out some of the track and stuff?
Yeah, we actually went out in a Razor and checked everything out. They don't really control the areas, like you don't have to stay back a certain distance or anything. So you can just be out there kind of like Baja style where you can be right there on the course watching them.
That's probably why it's like as cool as it is because you have that capacity to be able to do all that stuff. That's super cool.
Right. They have big jumbotrons too, and live feed. You can watch it from home. That's what I've done in the years past, and always thought, man, I want to do that someday. So
look, she's been studying for a couple years. She's already well, I hope you do well out there. That's going to be cool to see you and Wayne in a different discipline.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then we're going to do the whole score series again, as well as the Nora Mexican 1000.
Oh, right on.
So we did that for the first time last year. Last year, Wayne and I shared a race car, and this year we will not be doing that.
How has that been, though? Like, when you guys go out, do you guys usually take, you have your own Razor and takes one of the kids, and then he takes another one? Or, like, how do you guys usually do it when you go have fun?
Yeah, sometimes we'll do it that way. We'll take a couple of them and take one kid each. But for the most part, when we go out for fun, I just let Wayne drive, and we're just the typical family out there where I sit passenger and the kids are in the back seat. But I get enough miles of racing, under my belt each year, so I'm okay with that every now and then.
It's funny that you say that too, because everybody always asks me too. You have to drive, don't you? Like, why don't? And I'm like, no, I'm completely satisfied sitting passenger. I can hang out, I can look around, take pictures.
Yeah, it depends on who's driving, though. I do. Get nervous when if it's not Wayne.
Yeah,
I don't trust anybody.
I feel you on that, though. There is some people that go bananas out there that it's hard to even focus when you're in the passenger seat. Well, what does the future hold for you as far as racing aspirations and things like that?
Well, so far now that I won the Baja 1000, I've won every score race down there, except for the Baja 400, because unfortunately I had some mechanical problems this year that I was a half hour late to the finish line, so I didn't get to finish that one this year. But so next year I'm hoping to win the Baja 400, and then I'll be able to say that I've won all the Baja races.
Oh, that'd be really, really cool. Hey, if you don't mind,
Yeah.
we had Jessie Owens, which was a little girl that was on our show a few weeks back, and she said, thank you very much for the social media advice and sponsorship advice. But she says, how often do you go testing?
We go out before every race typically. So we'll clutch test and we'll shock test and, just shake the car down. But usually it's only, well, hopefully it's done in one day before the race, but sometimes it takes a couple.
And so what do you guys usually do when you test? Because, when it's a younger person, a lot of times they may or may not know the feeling. They may know what the end result is supposed to be. What do you suggest they do in that situation?
Typically I just tell them to take somebody with them, because with clutch testing, you're looking at numbers, you're watching the RPMs and there's a lot going on. So if you have somebody in your passenger seat, that's the best thing, because they can spend time doing that while you're driving. And then as far as shocks go, it kind of just takes some experience, and it's personal preference too. So until you learn all the lingo to be able to go and tell the shock guy exactly what's going on the proper way, then throw the shock guy in the car with you and have him go out there with you.
Yeah, because then he can
That's what I do.
Yeah, he can teach you some stuff too, and then vice versa. That makes a lot of sense.
Exactly.
With so we've had different tutorials and things like that with shocks, and I understand a little bit of the engineering portion of the shocks, like what valving does and springs and different stuff like that. Like I could take apart my own shock and put it back together, but I don't necessarily think that that's a value. I think that my value is understanding how the shocks feel in my hands, my feet, and my butt. You know what I mean? Because I could tell from a dirt bike what it felt like, and now I can tell from a very sensitive and off-road car how it happens. So it makes a big difference when you can connect both of the pieces of the puzzle, the person that can make it happen and the person that can feel it happen.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely a team effort for sure.
So I think maybe
a lot of times I'll have Wayne. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, I'll have Wayne get in my car most of the time, and because he's really good at it, and I'm okay with him getting in and making sure that it's perfect. Why not make it a team effort?
Yeah, exactly. So I think maybe the best way to answer Jesse's question is maybe not how often you go testing, but how well you do your testing. So
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and especially if she means testing like for clutches, race car suspension, or does she mean practice, because that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, that's a good point too. And she said that she was going to do they do Lucas stuff, and so she was going to do some Lucas stuff again this year, but she was interested in getting into the work series, and I think she's going to race a 570, and so she was going to, that's a new venture for her, and she's young, so she'll be able to learn a lot, but I really like where you were going with some of the stuff that you were saying is maybe it's better to just understand and have the right people around you to be able to teach you the way to be able to get the car set up, because maybe it's not how often, maybe it's how good you do the testing.
Right. Exactly. Surround yourself with people that know more than you. That's what I always say. Yeah,
don't they have some sort of cool saying about that? I'm sure they have a meme about it. So surround yourself with people smarter than you kind of thing. What do you guys have as far as sponsors go, that people that help you in these situations?
You mean list them, or how many?
Well, I'd like to know a little bit more than just a list. I hate that whole podium motocross speech. Oh, thank you very much for all your help. And I'd like to understand what people do. So obviously you have Fox, and you were able to go testing with those guys, and they help you, just like you said, sitting in the seat. And then, you probably have people help with tires and clutching and things like that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's so many people involved with us. Honestly, I think we have about 25 sponsors, and every one of them plays a huge role in it. Polaris is our number one sponsor, but then we have small sponsors, like all the way down to satellite phones,
Oh, wow.
So, and that's not even part of the race car, but you need it. When you need it, you need it. So I would say it just takes a lot, of sponsors. That's what I think it was. I can't remember who it was, but someone was making fun of us the other day for having so many logos on the side of our car. but we have to have them, because everyone plays such a huge role in getting us across that finish line.
What do you usually do to, I don't know, look, this is a two-part question. So in preparation to make sure that you're giving those sponsors what they need, and then a follow-up to make sure that you give them what they need on the back end too, what do you guys usually do? Maybe you could give us a real-world example. Maybe pick one of your sponsors and let us know.
Oh, as far as what do I do for them?
Yeah, so
is that what you're asking?
Kind of, yeah. So more of the question I was asking was like, let's just say Fox Shocks, because I know that's one of your guys' sponsors. You can pick another example, but you'd ask them for help in the beginning. You ask them for parts, and you ask them for testing, and you ask them for certain things. You go out and you win the Baja 1000, and then what do you give them on the back end? You obviously give them publicity, and then you give them. Do you give them race reports? Do you give them specs? You tell them how the shocks work. Like, how does it usually work in a situation?
Right. Yeah. So Fox is one of our number one sponsors for sure. And we work with them very closely. So we'll go out testing with them. And when they test with us, they learn a lot as well, and then also a whole different side of it is social media and marketing. We try to represent their company on social media, and we do videos. They actually, have you seen any of our videos at the races?
Yeah, I've been following your social media pretty close, and some of the stuff that you do is really fun because it's not just racing, it's life, and that's one of the things that we love the most.
Yeah, so that was their idea actually, was to do more lifestyle videos, which it seems like a lot of people have gone to lately, because everyone can relate to the normal person, but trying to relate to a professional racer is just different. So it's showing everyone that we're actually real people. We just happen to have a pretty cool job.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
that's the exact reason that we started this show, is because we wanted to understand how people are. Like, the people are the important thing. And I always ask this question to everybody that's on the show is, what do you want to be remembered by? Because that's a significant question to me, because I know that when, let's just say I'm on my deathbed, I know that it's not going to matter that I won a short course race, that I was a champion on a dirt bike or anything like that. It's going to matter how people respected me as a person.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So that's the reason that we started the show, and I think it's so valuable that you're doing what you're doing now with Fox, is you're showing what a good person and the human portion of your life is.
Right, exactly. Yeah, we do a lot of video shoots with them. Like this last, what was it? 4th of July time, we went up to Mammoth. Or no, it was Labor Day, but we went to Mammoth, and they came up there with us and did a lifestyle shoot up there with mountain bikes and razors and our Raptor that we have that's all wrapped, with the Fox logos and stuff, and just showed that we just like to have fun outdoors, living the Fox lifestyle. So
that's a really good
stuff
point.
Like that's fun.
That's a really good point to teach everybody, especially the younger girls or younger people in general, is that everything doesn't have to be revolved around your racing and your accomplishments and your podiums and stuff like that. You can still be a very, very good ambassador or brand representative doing other things just like that.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Like today, Fox posted a picture of, it was my mom and dad's motorhome in the shot with our 2 kids, Wayne and I, my mom and dad were just all around the campfire with our Raptor and mountain bikes in the background. They're just trying to show that we're just real people, sitting by the creek in Mammoth.
Yeah. And the great part about it is it's natural. It's not scripted or anything. Like you're literally just doing it. Like, it's fantastic to have that.
Well, yeah, we were already going up there because we go there every year before the kids go back to school. And they're like, well, this is a perfect time for us to do a shoot. Do you mind if we just come along for a couple days? And it was awesome because we were able to bond with them around the campfire at night and then get our work done during the day with the shoot and stuff. But yeah, that's another opportunity to bond with a sponsor too.
That's fantastic. Well, so who's some of the companies that you guys work with?
Polaris is really close with us, and Fox Shocks, rugged radios that as well too. Yokohama is a new one for us this year, and they've been great. They've just opened their arms up to us as far as media packages go and all that kind of stuff. And that helps a tremendous amount.
Did they just start making UTV tires, or why did they just start getting into the scene?
I think they just decided to get involved. We're using a tire that they've had around for many, many years, like Class 16. The 1600 cars have been using them, I guess, for forever. So
what size is it?
Yeah,
like
it's
a
not
31
a
by
new tire.
Is it 31 by 9 or something? Do you know?
It's a 33 technically that's written on the side of it, but it measures at 31 and like 3/4.
And it's a skinnier tire, or is it pretty wide?
It is. It's a skinnier tire. It's a rounded, skinnier tire, but it works phenomenal. All I have to do is just turn the wheel and it goes exactly where I want it to go.
That's awesome. Well, it's good to see that they're doing that, and they were able to use you and your platform as a catalyst to help that tire sell more. That's neat to see a situation like that, because you think of like, oh, okay, a sponsor, you obviously need a radio, but Yokohama is obviously a huge company, and they just needed one little niche to be able to make this tire sell more.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. And they've got, plans for the future, I believe, for a true UTV tire, but this is where we're starting with them right now. And I love this tire. I don't really want to switch.
Yeah, but
I will.
That just shows how much value that you're creating for them as a company. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's, we just actually picked up Method wheels. This was our first race on Method, and they're a great company too. Great family involved with that.
Yep.
So they're actually at all the kids races that we go to, because our kids race as well. The Polaris RZR 170s.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, so the owner of Method, his son races, against our sons too. So that's kind of cool too.
That is really cool. Yeah, I didn't know that the kids raced, so that's cool to know that too.
Yeah, they both have their own little 170s, and I think Wyatt, our oldest, he's 10. He's about ready to bump up to something else because he's getting a little too big for it.
Does that mean that they get to have their own trial by fire with all these sponsors too?
Yeah, we actually are making them kind of earn their own sponsors as well.
Oh, I like it.
That's a good way to keep them.
That's
good. Yeah, they're not going to just get handed everything. So
that makes it so much better.
Earn it.
Do you want to thank anybody else? Because we'll get you a couple more questions, then we'll let you get off the phone.
I don't have the list in front of me, but those were our top sponsors right now. Steel, it's another one that really helps us out with just getting to races. So grateful for all of them. But yeah, we have a huge list, and it takes all of them to get us where we're at.
I believe that for sure. Yeah. The program that you guys operate is fantastic. You guys have done a great job, and clearly you have some awesome accolades. Wayne and himself, we'll have to get him on the show at some other time, but he's got some great accolades.
Yeah, he's a great talker. You'll enjoy him.
He's got some great accolades, but I wanted to get your fresh perspective on this whole racing thing, and I appreciate you taking the time to come on the show with us. It's neat to see a different perspective, a lot of the times when I think of something, I think of a racer as a guy like me, just grew up riding dirt bikes and quads and different things like that, and then turns it into something else and rides it side by side. But her perspective is a lot different than that, and it's really, really refreshing to see that.
Yeah, it's fun. I absolutely enjoy it, and I couldn't imagine my life without dirt in it.
Your dirt life? Well, that's cool that you're bringing the kids up in their dirt life too. Maybe when we get Wayne on the show down the road, maybe we could have the kids chime in real quick too and see what they think.
Oh yeah, they have so much to talk about. They're little talkers, so
I was
be prepared.
We had do you know who Caden Danbury is? Yeah. We had him on the show, and he was a riot to talk to too. He was so much fun. So
it's nice to listen to the kids, because they come from you guys. They come from you. Yeah. Whatever that they're doing, they're learned from you. It's freaking awesome.
It's like that comment on the Wedding Singer, the movie, and the little kid walks up and says like, "Hey, you're a wreck," and he goes, "Where'd you hear that?" "Oh wait, never mind. You've only heard it from your parents."
That's right.
So it's funny to see that. I guess we'll just end it on the same question that we always ask everybody. What do you want to be remembered for?
I just want to be remembered as being an inspiration to females, especially out there. I really like motivating them to get out there and give it a try because they can, why not? But I also like inspiring the men too. I get a lot of guys that tell me that I'm an inspiration to them, and I just think that's absolutely awesome. So I just like inspiring everybody.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's pretty clear that you inspire the women a lot too, and then obviously you're a very humble person. But to go along with what you're saying about inspiring the men, you've definitely been a huge inspiration to me because I can see all of the back end. Like, I still can't tell you how proud I am of you that you Ironman that whole thing. Like, that to me, because I know how much it took me to do a 100-mile bicycle race or an Ironman. I can't tell you how much it must have took out of her brain and out of her body to be able to do that. It is so cool. Like, I just give you mad props for it, Kristen. You're awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You know what I'm going to do this next year?
What?
I'm going to Iron Woman the Baja 1000 that goes all the way down the peninsula again.
Holy cow. That's going to be bonkers.
I've already done it once, but I had like 8 hours of downtime with some mechanical problems. So this time I'm planning on doing it nonstop.
Yeah, nice. Plan on no downtime. Just balls to the wall the whole time getting it done. Yep.
It's just going to be flawless. Yeah, and I'm going to win.
Perfect. That's one of the things that we were talking about too the other day is visualizing, not just visualizing your race, but visualizing your whole life. Like if you sit down and dream things and make them up and write them down, how much it actually helps. Like Caden Danbury was actually talking about that. He said, I'm going to write down all my goals, George, because you said writing it down makes a big difference.
Yeah. And it's so cool to flip back and see that you wrote down those goals at one point in your life and that you actually achieved them.
Caden said he was going to watch tonight. So did you write down some of your goals and have you achieved them?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I actually keep a journal of everything for my boys. I keep 2 different journals. So I write down stuff like that. And I have my goals in there as well. So they can see that their mom has dreamed big and set goals and attained them through her life.
That awesome. Is super duper cool. Awesome. Yeah. So for the people that were listening to the show, when I said write everything down and it's a lot more likely to happen, Kristen is proof of that, guys. So definitely do it. Well, thank you so much, Kristen. You are an amazing interview.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
You're an amazing human being. And
thank you.
Like Cody said, congratulations. So thank you very much for everything. Please tell everybody we said hello, and we hope to catch up with you soon.
All right. Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks. Have a great night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Holy smokes, dude.
Man, she is awesome. Thank you so much, Kristen, for coming on and joining us. Like, right now, like, to me, I feel so much gratitude that she was able to come on the show and hang out with us. And it's just awesome to be able to see the things that she's accomplished in her life, not just with her racing accolades. Like, the amount of work that it takes for her to be able to do all that stuff is just phenomenal. Like, to be able to have that good attitude that she has, to be able to still, waterfall that down to her children and her family and to Wayne, and just to have this like good, humble attitude with it. That means that her career is going to keep continuing for a long time.
I'm happy to see women doing this as well. I think it's a game changer, and I think it's really cool to see.
Yeah, it really is, man. Especially in such a male-dominated sport for so long.
And she does it like it's nothing.
She's killing it. Yeah, she definitely crushed it. So, well, thank you very much, Kristen Matlock, for coming on. We appreciate her. We appreciate everybody for joining us and watching the show. Next week, we're not going to have a show on Monday, but we're going to have a show this Friday live at Shock Therapy. It's going to be awesome.
I can't wait, dude.
They're going to cater.
I'm so excited.
They're going to cater it with barbecue.
Hell yeah.
They are going to have beers for everybody.
Hell yeah.
And the Off-Road Expo and the UTV Expo is the week or the day
Same
after.
weekend.
And then your Christmas
My
ride.
520 side-by-side Christmas cruise with Goldies, yeah.
Dude, I got a doctor's appointment on Thursday I got to be at. I'm going to be at Shock Therapy, and then I'm going to be at the Off-Road Expo in the morning filming, and then I'm going to be killing it and riding around for the kids with you. It's going to be crazy.
Awesome.
I cannot wait. So please come and join us in Phoenix. If you're in Phoenix area, if you're in Tucson, you want to come up and hang out Friday, come join us at the Shock Therapy live event. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to have so much fun with those guys. We're going to go set up around 2 o'clock, but be there by 5 o'clock or so.
Yeah.
And join us. We're going to have an awesome, awesome weekend. So we will see you guys at Shock Therapy, or we will see you guys at Off-Road Expo, or we will even see you guys at the Christmas
Santa Cruise, man.
Santa Cruise.
For the kids.
All right, guys. We love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Good night.
You've been listening to the Dirt Life Show with George Hamill and Cody Sanders.